welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Susan Pitzer, and today we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have the pleasure of visiting the Outsiders House Museum, and Danny Boy O'Connor is going to show us around. So come along with me and let's go check it out. We are here in the Outsiders House with Danny Boy O'Connor. Great to have you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
It's good to have you. It's
A lot of people know you from House of Pain.
They do.
And
getting old, but there's still a lot of fans.
Yes.
I'm happy to report the Jump Around's still playing at a lot of stadiums. So sports have kept us in the public ear.
One of those timeless hits, like the
It's a
timeless
classic.
house.
Yeah. And yes, you're right. The house is a classic. It's crazy story how I got here. For people who don't know, this whole thing starts with the S.C. Hinton book, The Outsiders. She wrote that book at 15 and a half. She failed English and got a D+ in creative writing that year, which is incredible.
Amazing.
Book's never been out of print in 55 years and sold more, I think, on the 50th anniversary than all the years combined.
Wow.
And it's required reading for most 7th and 8th graders worldwide. That being said, Francis Ford Coppola got 100 letters and a book sent from Fresno, California, from a librarian, Miss Masikian, and her students encouraging him to look into this book that they thought it'd make a great movie.
Yeah.
He agreed, bought the rights. They came here to Tulsa, Oklahoma in '82, and then they went around this neighborhood in North Tulsa and found this perfect house that just exemplified everything that the book had talked about. So they began filming here. I saw it when I was about 14 years old, 1983. Did terrible in high school, barely got to high school. They pushed me through, wasn't a good student, but found I had an aptitude for marketing, branding, and hip hop. Yes. Did a group with a few of my friends called House of Pain that did really well. When it fell apart, I ended up becoming a drug addict and an alcoholic, unfortunately, and that's the way I dealt with the letdown of what had happened in that group. And finally, I got my act together, got another act together called La Coca Nostra, which is a side band, which brought us to Tulsa, Oklahoma in 2009. We played Kane's Ballroom, and that's when the epiphany happened that I had been here in Tulsa before, but I hadn't, and it was all because of my love for the Outsiders. And so
you could feel that connection.
I found the house by looking around town the 3 days off, found the park, found a few of the locations, and I was completely enamored by the whole thing. And my question was like, why doesn't somebody do something and save this house, possibly turn it into a museum? And it took about 5 years for me to process all of that. But by 2016, I ended up buying the house and asking for help. I had no plan, no real money to do what I was trying to do, but I was passionate about this and I asked for help, and that's really how I fell in love with Tulsa and the people here, because the response that I got was so incredible. We have the largest collection of Outsiders movie memorabilia and book collectibles in the world. I started this house with one poster and one book, maybe 2 books, and it's turned into this. Yeah, so it's been incredible. Yeah, I think that's the beautiful part about this story is that it's a time-honored struggle. The haves and the have-nots, and the center is to look and find the same sunset and find that commonality. This is Joe Cervantes. Joe was in the movie. You can see Joe's photo right here, the screen grab from the movie. He sells his photos. These are original photos that he took while he was an extra on the movie from not only The Outsiders, but Rumblefish. So if you're a fan of the movie, you get to come here and you get to meet Joe if you're here on the weekends. The people over here in North Tulsa are the greatest people you'll ever meet. They've looked out for us to the nth degree, and they've been incredible. They also understand the importance of this museum and have kept eyes on it. So I don't care what anybody says, God knew what I needed, and I attribute a lot of that to God's hand in my life and to the love of Tulsans and Oklahomans who were way different than coastal city people were, at least in my experience. And
so you've been doing great things for the city, and I know it doesn't go unappreciated.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you for being here with us and showing us around.
My pleasure.
Been amazing.
It's been a pleasure of mine. Thank you for coming. Thank you for going through the museum, and I hope to see you soon. And to all those young students, get the book, read it, get your class to come here, and stay gold.
Stay gold. If you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, be sure to stop by the Outsiders House Museum. You never know who you might see. We had a great time visiting with Danny Boy O'Connor. I'm Susan Pitzer. Join us again next time on The American Dream.